Good morning, zoompreneurs. Today is Friday morning and we're going to talk about personal development. Our guest today is Barbara Johnson. She's part of Zoompreneurs and Peter Streng. So Barbara, give us a bio, about 20 seconds about yourself.
I'm Dr. Barbara Johnson. I live in Hillcrest, KwaZulu-Natal. I have an honorary doctorate in people development.
Peter?
Great. Thank you, Ron. Good morning, viewers, or good afternoon when you watch it. My apology, it's morning here in South Africa. I live in Forest Hills in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and happy to be part of this panel once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Barbara, I want to start off, and you and I had a bit of a discussion the other day regarding that sunflower seed. Can you maybe, I think it's a nice way of kicking off personal development using that analogy about the sunflower.
Okay. So I have on my deck that faces the east morning sun, a single one sunflower. And I have been loving and nurturing her for some time now. It's symbolic actually for me because she started growth just before my mom passed, and my mom loved me putting out the sunflowers outside her bedroom. What was interesting about the sunflower was I had taken the seed out of the freezer, and there were quite a lot of seed there, probably 50, 60 seeds. And of all those seeds, everything got exactly the same love and care and nutrition from the sun, from the water. This one seed was persistent. The rest died and one grew. So of course I'm loving this sunflower, and she opens, and not only does she open in all her glory, Ron, at the back of her, she has 4 new babies. Wow! And now, as of today, all 4 new babies, which are hooked onto the back of her, are opening up as well. So we have 1 sunflower plant, we have 5 flowers, and we have seed in the potential of 5 flowers. That story just emanates for me the passion of tenacity, the passion of life, the passion of, if you're going to do it, for goodness sake, go and do it, and do it well. So she's very warm in my heart, and I went to visit her again this morning. I always do. The sun is shining on her brightly, and I watered her, obviously. And in my little chat to her today, I said, thank you so much for gracing my life.
Barbara, that's interesting. I just wonder, how you determine her gender, but it could be a he, eh? A lovable he. But, very interesting, because this morning, funny enough, and you used the words persistence and tenacity, and I posted on Facebook this morning the Napoleon Hill quote at one of the quotation from his book, without persistence, you will be defeated even before you start. With persistence, you will win. And it's exactly the story you've just said, isn't it? Amazing.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, Barbara, I just look at that seed. We're sitting in COVID, and we're all a unique seed, but we need to be watered correctly. And I think Zoompreneurs is a platform where we can bring in people's skills, especially like yourself and Peter, in leadership, you in personal development. And sometimes we just need to nurture that seed. Bit of water. And sometimes we have to put some manure in because we go through a lot of BS. But anyway, can you maybe tell me more about that personal development? If that person is that seed, how will you nurture him to become who he wants to be or who she wants to be?
So my clients come to me because they sit in a place very similar to that seed, Ron. They sit under the ground, in the darkness, in a place of scary, in a place of discomfort, in a place of the dark. The dark consumes them. And when they come to me, they don't have the words, they don't have the vocabulary yet, but they have the feeling and the angst, and they don't know how to access what it is that's going on inside them so that they can do something with it positively, because all they can see is the angst. And I can so totally relate to that. My mom passed 2 months ago, and I went into darkness. My brain, my functionality of thinking went into a dark space. Not negative, not even reading, but just black. And it was such a wonderful reminder to me for my clients. So that little dark seed of fear and not knowing how to go forward, people sit in my big, beautiful red leather chair with me, with lovely tea and a lovely environment. I nurture them in my own home space, okay? There's nothing more important to me than my home and my family, and I bring my clients to me to be nurtured there. What is so beautiful about the work that I do is that in one session, the very first session, they walk out of my session, 90 minutes, they walk out already different. They already walk out understanding that what they've just gone through, or years of carrying junk, what they try to challenge and have courage with and work with, is actually a most magnificent life gift. And we find the meaning behind it. Not my meaning, their meaning. And this is the beautiful part of the work, is this is about an encounter. Yes, I'm the so-called professional, but the process is not about me. I guide and facilitate. The process is about my client. Notice I don't use patience. I don't use patience. Clients are capable and responsible. And that's the way I work with them to stand up in their power, find the meaning behind what they have experienced, and then turn that into something that's purposeful, a dream, something that they can now almost use the pain as the compost. You mentioned the word manure, the BS of life. Use it to fertilize the seed. It's a beautiful way of taking energy that we perceive as negative or painful. And don't get me wrong, the pain is there. But taking that and utilizing it for something bigger, better people, not in spite of, but because of the very circumstances that they found themselves in. That's Dr. Viktor Frankl's quotation, the one that I read in the back of a psycho book when I was doing one of my 3 degrees in people development. And that resonated so strongly with me. Ron and Peter, I have utilized that quotation in every aspect of my life. Better people. So I help people in their first session to become better, for having had the courage to face what they see as their demon.
Wow, that's absolutely awesome. One session already an improvement. That is amazing.
Robert, I just like the way you open it up, and I just want to go back, and I'm going to refer lots of times back to the seed. And sometimes I think the biggest problem what people are facing is that a lot of people know what they want, but it's a fear that holds them back. So how do you overcome fear in the situation you're in? Because you're sitting in lockdown, because the biggest problem what I see, especially dealing in the debt environment, people don't know how to move out of their zone because of the fear. Now they're sitting in lockdown, and the fear is even worse because you might get all of these phone calls because they're scared what their family is going to say because they might want to start a business or they want to start something new, but they're too scared to put their foot forward. How would you approach a person like this?
Yet again, fear is a symptom of a cause that they have yet to tap into. So what your question is, in my mind, is how? How do we do this thing? So if we're stuck in fear, debt, COVID, what is my life? How is my life? Blah, blah, blah. Family dispute, family discomfort. All the stuff lands on us. Like this heavy, heavy weight. For many of us, and I include myself here, for many of us, COVID has actually worked. I've enjoyed COVID. I'm an introvert by nature. COVID and my mom's passing, I used it to my benefit. I didn't want to have coffee and tea with 60 people in a week, saying the same story over and over. I didn't want that. And COVID worked for me. I found the meaning of it for myself. So it's about that. People don't know how to access beyond the fear. They know they have it. They know that they're experiencing it, but they don't have a sounding board. They don't have a friend. They don't have an encounter. They don't have any professional guidance to take them from that fear into a place of possibilities, into a place of options, into a place of even making a choice. Even if it's the wrong choice, just the fact that they make a choice is already for themselves and therefore the universal support to say, I am worthy of my true self. This is what I'm experiencing and I need some guidance. That's all this process is about. Taking hands and saying, you know what, I'll walk a journey with you for as long as you think it's necessary. There's a bit of beauty about the work I've decided to structure around, and that is my clients come to me for only 2 sessions. No long contracts, no money filling pockets of traditional psychology. I don't do that. My aim is to get them out and flying into their life to be the better person that they were born to be as quickly as possible. So my client comes to me knowing right up front that they have to pay me 2 sessions. It is in session 1 that my client and I mutually agree to whether we carry on with another extra session or not. This process is fast, it's seriously clean, it's seriously positive, and it's seriously future oriented. It's not about the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain. It is about the growth of that seed. It's about the flower. It's about the sunshine on the flower. That's what I want my client as soon as possible.
Yeah. What do you call this discipline or this? Is it because there's so many personal development, call it gurus, on the internet and so on, Barbara. Is it mastery of self? What would you call this process, or your profession then?
Good question. Can I go?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So my profession is evolutionizing psychology.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing. I'm evolutionizing psychology. Frankel's work is remarkable. I have created for myself something, a model that I call the 8 dimensions of life. Dimensions that include the heart, the mind, the body. What are our activities per day? What are we adding, contributing to life in the day? What do our finances look like? What energy do we have there? What does our contribution and care and love for our family look like? What is our approach and contribution to humanity? And what about our soul? Where are we going with life on a day-by-day basis? And for myself, I review that every morning. Self-development is about that, developing self on a daily basis. And it doesn't have to be long and enduring. It can be short and sweet in a sentence or two. But when we commit to ourselves that we will grow and become better people in mind, body, soul activities, we become connected to universe, supported by universe. And in that, we co-create. Magically, we co-create. This is not all about me. I just happen to be part of the process. It's about the universe as well. What has been, what is, and what will come. And what energy do I want to put into that? Am I going to leave my world a better place because I was here and I contributed? Damn right I am. And so are my clients, because they get the pathway. They get a direction. They find themselves on their own journey. And I take their hand and I open a doorway and I say, look at the garden you have come into. The sun is here, the water is here, the birds are here. And when they get that, it's remarkable.
Mm-hmm. So it's a totally holistic approach to self-mastery in every aspect of one's life. You mentioned universe, Barbara. The other night we watched, it was Mark Santos, and he was talking about, and he showed us with the phases of the sun and the moon kind of combined, the energy levels of people, full moon and so on. And it was a remarkable, a new thing for me, because I've never, heard about that, or often people talk about my vibrations and all of that. And I don't know, if it's paranormal or something else.
It's normal.
Hokey pokey or what. Does your work also, include your aura? It's about the aura and energy levels within and around you. Does it include that sort of thing as well?
Peter, it does. I do believe in the full picture. You mentioned the word holistic. Yes, it's holistic. And that includes what we see and what we don't see. That includes our past, our present, and our future. That includes source of life. You may have realized from this little interview that I actually love life. I'm a life lover. I believe in a good God, a good energy. I believe in taking vibrations up. I believe that we all carry the energy of source, of life, of the stars and the moon and the sun, because we're part of it. We recognize them because we are part of it. So yes, my work does include energy healing. I work with people, if they will allow me at that level, because it's a very intimate space, to use a non-touch modality that works through the 7 endocrine glands in the body. The beautiful thing about that work is I get to see their energy. I may not know where the energy came from, but I do know the energy, and I can describe it to my client. And my word, that is such a healing process. I have had people leave me like they've taken 10 kgs of potatoes off their back. And they're free at last to open themselves up to be the person that they were meant to be. Because, we're not just here ourselves in this lifetime. We carry energy from our ancestors. And I know this might sound crazy, but look at your own family. A child will suddenly have a trait of a grandparent, or something will be said that nobody ever knew about, but it comes to the fore because somehow we are engaged in the spirit, the source of life energy to our families. And part of our work, when people come to me, part of their work is to let go of their loyalty to the demon that they are carrying from their ancestors. We don't even know we've got it. We don't even know we carry 7 generations of ancestral energy in us. Look, I've traveled the world on this topic. I have been to Canada, I have been to America, I've been to UK, India. I have explored energy for at least 25 years of my life, but knew it intuitively all my life. When I was 9 years old, I stood on the pavement of our home, the driveway of our home, and I looked around this beautiful home that stretched across 2 acres of ground, and I said to myself, there has to be more to life than this. And I have searched. I have searched in every which way I can. There's a reason I have a doctorate in people development. By the way, an honorary doctorate bestowed on me by the South African government. There's beautiful work to be done in each and every single human being. And I have the tools. I have never turned anybody away. And I didn't ever have to, because it's never been about me. It's always been about the client. And the client knows, actually deep down in themselves, they know the answer to a question. It's getting the question asked, the right question in the right time, so that the person can resonate and be safe in answering it.
Baba, how do you...
Sorry, Peter, we've got another 2 minutes.
Okay, just very quickly, if I may, how do you reconcile, maybe that's not the word because it suggests an opposites, but how does your approach embrace or include religion?
Every single religion, and I've done this research, is based on love. Bottom line, what do I bring my clients? I bring them some love. Can they receive that love? Most people do. I've never had one person say, I can't.
No, I don't want. Wonderful. Awesome.
Barbara, can I maybe ask you just to give your contact details? I'll also have the contact details on the Zoom as well as on the social media.
Okay. So certainly, my phone number, telephone landline is 031. It's 716-8226. And my cell number is 082 784 7656. Both those numbers are on the +27, the South African code. My email address is BJ, as in Barbara Johnson, BJ@leadershipdimensions, yes, with an S on the end, it's a plural, .co.za. My website is www.leadershipdimensions, ries.co.za. My Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, just for Barbara Johnson. Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara. Zoompreneurs, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I'd just like to leave you with a quote from Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. Remember to be awesome. Thank you.